This is Clark Page, who's the incumbent for the constable position, and I will let him do his opening statement, and then we have two questions that, probably more out of curiosity for people than anything. So,
Okay.
Again, Clark, go ahead.
Okay, I'm Clark Page. I resided in the town for about 50 years. Married, had two sons who attended our school system. I originally started out in construction, worked in that for several years, and then things got slack, and I joined the Air Fire Department. After on for a while, I went and became an EMT, and after about 20 years, I retired from the Air Fire Department, and this is really about the extent of my life here. And then I went back when Chief Connors was here, Chief of the Air Police. He came to me and asked me if I'd be interested in being a constable. And he had some police officers who were doing constable work, which the way the law reads, they're only supposed to do criminal side and not civil side. So I told him I would attempt. I went to Chief George Donahue, who was fire chief at the time, just to make sure there wouldn't be a conflict of interest where I was on the fire department. I didn't want to do anything that would cause friction between being fire department and constable. He agreed, signed my petition, and that was back in '87. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we basically have two questions. I'm going to actually read them both because they may relate and intertwine with your answers. And so the first question is what are the main duties that the constable performs, and do you have the same powers as a police officer?
Well, I can answer the last one first.
Okay.
In olden times, and it still is on the statutes, that constables have more power than a police officer. I had one instance when I had a woman who I had to arrest for a capias, which is a civil warrant for non-payment of a debt. And so being a female, I did not want to transport her, and we are really not authorized to unless we have special insurance. So I called the police department for assistance to transport her, and she informed the police officer that I had no right to arrest her. He quickly informed her that yes, I did, that I had more power than he did. Anyhow, back to the first question, as far as my duties, most of mine are on the civil side of doing small claims, probate, divorce, modifications. We do small claims which, if they don't pay their bills, a plaintiff is issued a capias, at which time we can go and arrest them. I try to work with the people to have them pay their debt rather than everybody having to take time off to go to court. And this has worked out pretty well. I have done some criminal arrests, but I prefer to let the police handle those. But the duties that I do perform are some are issued, or most of them are issued by the court. They give them to the plaintiff, and the plaintiff either gets a constable or a sheriff to perform the duties. We are limited on certain things that we can only do within the town where we are either elected or appointed. I've been appointed as a constable. Presently, I'm constable in Littleton also. I have been previously, I was in constable in Lunenburg and Pepperell and Townsend. But it's very interesting, it's challenging, and I have on my business cards that everything I do is with a smile. And I haven't been shot yet. I've had a few doors slammed in my face, but and they do want to refuse it, but I try to explain to them, don't shoot me, I'm only the messenger. And they were the ones that got involved in, I think the most interesting ones are the ones that I do for probate of divorce, modification, child support, and those that they just don't want to see me come. Most of the times I do not carry a weapon. Most of the time I go sports shirt, jacket. I do not carry unless I really feel I need to, and also I don't wear a uniform. They see somebody come with a uniform, they think it might be the police, and they don't want to answer the door. So catch them off guard, and it works out better that way. So I should have started in the beginning to write a book on some of my experiences. I thought of that after a while, but it's too late now to go back and start over.
Great, thank you. As moderator, as we learned, I can do things on the fly and change. I'm pretty civically minded, and one thing that you said that I'm very curious about, and it's just really for my own edification or the people here, is how do you run for constable here, and what determines jurisdiction, since you are constable in Littleton? I'm just curious where you, as a person running for constable, can actually put themselves on the ballot. If you don't mind just answering that for us in general. I'm very naive about the constable position, so this is a learning.
It's the way the town charters are written. Town of Air and some of the surrounding towns, they have to be elected by a resident of the town. As far as Littleton and the other towns where I have been appointed, you go to the Board of Selectmen usually and put an application in that you wish to become a constable in that town. This gives me the authority in those towns, if I am appointed, to do evictions and arrests the same as I can as an elected official in Air. It only gives me a broader base to be able to serve the community, the courts, as well as any attorneys and individuals.
Great.
Does that clarify your...
That clarifies it. That was all of our questions. Do you want to make a closing statement?
Really, just want to continue serving the people in the community as well as the surrounding communities, and I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. I'm retired, so it's a full-time but a part-time.
Great, thank you, Clark.
Okay. Thank you.